We're going to talk about appeal to Darwin and why it is wrong. Appeal to Darwin is a straw man where an individual, a creationist, attempts to disprove evolution by intentionally or ignorantly misquoting Darwin's doubts about his theory on natural selection. Darwin said a thing, so all the aggregate information we have about evolution is completely wrong. In the writing of On the Origin of Species, Darwin indeed admitted there are a few lapses in his model, such as not knowing how heredity worked, the limitations of the fossil record, and even hinted at the apparent irreducible complexity of the eye. Creationists take these statements out of context and strawman the entire field of evolution by saying Darwin said a thing, so all of evolution is wrong. In fact, the new discoveries to come reinforce his claims and predictions. Shortly after his writing, Mendel later discovered the basic mechanism of heredity using pea plants as short generation times. From this point on, it was clear that evolution required more rigorous criteria than had initially been thought, so when people say Darwin was dogma, they're fucking stupid. At the end of the 19th century, modern synthesis was developed as a more complete model of explaining evolution. It interpolated new concepts such as genetics, population genetics, paleontology, and macroevolution. At this point, evolution necessarily needed to be diversified into several subfields. By this point, we had mountains of evidence corroborating evolutionary theory, and to continue to appeal to Darwin would be blatantly fallacious. It's fucking tragic. And that's not all of it. Several decades later, extended evolutionary synthesis was developed, which explained nearly all of evolutionary phenomena. It included new concepts in addition to Darwinism and modern synthesis like evo-devo, ecology, epigenetics, and plasticity. We understand evolution. This is not a secret at all, and to quote Darwin as the sole purveyor of evolutionary phenomena is fucking idiotic. Comparative embryology research and imaging brings the concept of deep homology into the spotlight, wherein several chordate species all share pharyngeal arches and tails, including humans. If humans were actually contrived by a creator, then why the fuck would we need these nearly indistinguishable embryological forms before developing into a human? Because we have Hox genes similarities extending back to the Ediacaran. People claim that since Darwin says there were no transitional fossils, we have no evidence of evolution, except the transitionary fossils. Vestigial structures are direct evidence of evolution that demonstrate ancient, more fleshed-out functions for body parts. Remnants of the appendicular skeleton of Pakicetus are found in its whale descendants. Why in the shit would whales need to have clearly disappearing pelvic bones if they were always whales? It's profoundly stupid. Furthermore, we have microevolution in peppered moss during the Industrial Revolution and octoploidy in strawberries leading to speciation of modern strawberries away from their wild ancestors, a clear example of allopolyploidy and macroevolution. So when you say Darwin said a thing, so evolution is wrong, it's bullshit. Come on, guys.